Hello, everybody. This is going to be our very rapid astro energy forecast for the upcoming week. I have been very busy on client calls today, so we're going to get through this. I wanted to come on today because this is a very, very, very big week, and I want to give you some rituals, some things to look out for, some things to like push aside, and just get really clear on what this particularly means for you. So across the internet, you're going to be seeing this. Hello, welcome in. Hi, Kristen. You're going to be seeing across the internet all this talk about seven planets. It's technically six planets in an asteroid, but all of these conjunctions, the stellium in Aries. And I just want to set the record straight. Yes, it can bring up triggers, it can bring up fear, it can bring up all those things because that's obviously like the shadow of Aries. But we also want to look at what those things can do for us, right? So, one of the biggest things that I look at the astrology in a different way is how am I going to use this energy to completely shift what is going on in my life? What are these things that are showing up as almost little initiations to fine tune the path or the line that I want to walk in the next 6 months? So, when we have that much stellium of fire, the fire can burn you, or it can be the trajectory that fuels you. You get to choose how you move, right? And so this week is where you make that choice, not because you are looking behind you at what happened. That's what happened in the past. That's not your business anymore. What you are focusing on is the identity and the story and the trajectory that you're setting yourself up. I want you to tell the story that you are wildly successful. I want you to tell the story that the identity of who you are and all the things that you have learned set you up to this pivotal moment in this week to make a decision because you decided you were powerful enough to create it, right? Not because, oh, the world looks like a certain way or whatever it is. The universe isn't waiting for your permission or isn't waiting for asking you to wait for another sign. It's asking you to completely redefine how you see yourself and your power this week and lean in to the invitation of I am already that person. I am already that identity. I trust my innate knowledge and my wisdom to be the force field that redirects me. And when I choose from that space of my true identity, my authenticity, who I am really, the doors will open because I claimed it, not because somebody else told me, not because somebody else, like whatever it is. And let me tell you, if you have any form of anger or things that are coming up, I always talk about this, but like sacred rage and anger is one of the most purifying, one, and two, incredible things for us to use to make change in the way that we're creating in life, right? So a lot of the things that I'm seeing for my clients across the board is this threshold between identities, this threshold between chapters, this threshold between cycles. And that's what that Aries energy is pushing you forward. And so we have this on the 16th, we have this Kazemi between Chiron and Aries. Shout out to those of you who have this natal placement in your chart because it's no joke. And then the sun, right? And this is the day before the new moon. So we have this whole parade in Aries, and it's like you are going to own the shit out of your power and you're going to sit down and do the work, not like just internal work, but you're going to stay committed to where you're going. We're not looking back here. We're looking where I'm going and I'm going to claim it and I'm going to allow myself to lean in from that space of self-sovereignty because I said I am worthy. Remember, this stellium and this new moon is cusping right in between Aries and Taurus. We are about to edge into the energy of the Empress. The energy of the Empress brings to fruition what she believes she is deserving of. So that is why I'm like, look ahead. Tell the story of the trajectory you are on. Allow for yourself to move, not because these are the things that you went through to get here, but because all of those were the pieces to create the identity and threshold of the door that you are opening now. And all you have to do is say yes. That's your biggest job. So on the 16th, like I said, we have Mercury moving into Aries today. We have this particular kind of phase that's happening. It's one of my favorite phases that ever happens in astrology. So pay attention to what I'm saying. Moon in Pisces, The 13th and 14th, moon in Aries, the 15th, 16th, partially the 17th, and then we get into Taurus. And remember that Taurus energy is going to bring us into the energy of Sun in Taurus. Okay. So we have a ramp. There's a really powerful ramp. This is the same ramp that I used on Equinox when I opened my businesses. But this particular week, because we have so many planets in Aries, it's literally like, nope, can't go back that way. You can't go back that way. And even if you try, you're not going to be allowed to. So this is that door. This is that threshold. Claim the identity of who you are truly. And that's what this energy is about, because that Chiron and Kazemi is like, no, I get to choose what I am capable of. I get to choose to tell the story about myself. It doesn't matter where I've been. It doesn't matter what I've experienced. It doesn't matter what I've seen before or didn't get or the past versions of myself. I get to choose something new because I decided it. And I allow for myself to claim that, and I move from that space of affirmed knowing, right? And so this is the piece that comes forward this week, because under this Kazemi, Chiron and Aries brings forward that true identity, right? Yes, it can bring up the wound, but the wound is actually where our greatest gifts lie, right? Chiron is one of the most powerful placements in your chart. It literally holds where your gifts are. And the reason why it holds where your gifts are is because it's the wounded archer. It's your original wound and how you've healed that wound around who you really are, maybe letting that freak flag fly, saying the words that you need to say, allowing for yourself to take the actions, especially in the past. If you have held back because of the fear of what other people are going to think, projections, things that have happened in the past, this is about leaning forward into the space. And this is what I'm also saying to my clients is you are meant to speak to the people who are ready. You're not here to convince people on the path. So ultimately with that piece as well, you're going to want to lean all the way into those doors and the things that are coming and calling you forward. These are like opportunities that you are meant to seize. Right? It's kind of like waking up one day and just being like, all right, this is going to be it, right? I'm going to choose to do it differently. So as we have that Kazemi, I want you to think about, what was I told to be that is not in alignment or running an old program for me? Is there an identity or belief or codes or things along those lines that I'm still telling from the past, but I know deep in my heart and my mind of everything that I've seen, what is truly possible, that that's out of resonance? Maybe I was born into something. Maybe I was told something. Maybe, I was told like success had to look a certain way or be a certain way or blah, 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 blah. Think about what you are leaving behind on this dark moon and allow for that new, that not even new, it's just a remembering of that identity of who you are and the power that you hold. Because when you are truly anchored in your truth and your authenticity, that is magnetic. People want to be around somebody in their power. There is not a single thing that, like, when we can feel when something is scripted, you guys could feel like, that's something that a lot of people have shared with me is like they can feel the power of the rituals. They can feel the power of when I speak. And it's because I'm not coming from a script or coming from the mind. I'm coming from the base of like, this is a channeled message from you, for you. So coming into that, I want you to claim that what is mine is already mine. And therefore, when I say yes, and when I see myself as a powerful conduit, I allow for myself to be the conduit that anchors it into form. It is already destined for me. All I have to do is courageously say yes, right? And stay to that path, stay to that commitment, stay to that calling. And here's the thing, your greatest fears are going to come up. Your greatest triggers are going to come up because they are setting you free. They're showing you all the things that you need to look at in real time and be like, nope, I'm more powerful than that. Nope, I'm more powerful than that. Nope, I'm more powerful than that. That is literally your fucking mantra this week. And it's like, yes, like I get like wanting to burn things down, but ask yourself, what is the fire that's coming alive in me? Whoop. Um, what is the fire that is coming alive in me and allowing for myself to move from that space? So on the new moon, remember we're going from Pisces to dark moon in Aries with that Chiron Kazemi, and the dark moon is the best time to release, right? Mind and heart are aligned, so we completely release. I want you to release old stories or old identities, old beliefs, old things that have been keeping you in like that old state, right? Or in a particular, you can say a wealth ceiling, you can say a receiving, whatever it is, how we thought the world was, or how the mode of operandum, maybe you people please, whatever it is. And then on the 17th, that's the new moon, right? And so the new moon is this trajectory. And so the way that things are working out this year is that the new moons are actually at the end of each sign. And so when that happens, when we have new moons at these final degrees, we have cleared up that entire area of our chart, and the new cycle begins with the new moon. So on the new moon, you are starting a new trajectory. You're starting a new cycle. And then that moon begins to edge us into Taurus, which is about wealth and the Empress and receiving. You have to claim what you are deserving of and what you believe you are deserving of first. You have to see your power and your value first. And then when you see your power and value, literally everything else will reflect that back to you. So that is why you want to release on the dark moon. And then on the new moon, you're going to write from that new identity. You're going to claim from that new identity, whatever those storylines are, whatever the thing is it could be as simple as like when I'm, my success and wealth flow to me. I am happy. I'm joyful. I can be free. I am free to express who I am. The more that I'm expressing of who I truly am, the more that I'm seen. More opportunities are coming to me, not because I'm doing more work, because I'm allowing myself to be seen as I am, right? Whatever it is for you. So I want you to write a specific storyline, whatever that storyline is, not how we wish it wants to go, but this energy around what am I truly claiming? What am I here to claim? I am here to claim something. I am here to be like my power is here to create something. And I allow for myself to be a conduit of that creation and expansion. And I always say this is that some of us are chosen to go first. It is what it is. Some of us are chosen and initiated to go first, to be the first one to see that it is possible. And then we hold the light and we hold the energy for everyone who is on their path as well. So if you are on this platform, most likely you're tapped in and you've been chosen to go first. And I always used to say this, but I always used to look around at myself when I was building Vital Mystic. I was like, nobody else can see this. Oh, I shouldn't really care as much. Wrong. I was the one who did like I was asked to and chosen to be going first. So that's why some of us are like going through those initiations even more right now, right? And if you're asking like, why is this all crumbling for me? Or like, why does this look like this? And why is it so intense? It's because your timeline is attached to other timelines. And you have been chosen to go first because you're being initiated first for what is possible. You are here to be shown and to show others what is possible because you say yes, right? And that's one of the biggest things. So as we come into the weekend, we were going to have waxing moon in Taurus, great for money magic. I'm just going to say that. And then sun moves into Taurus on the 19th. And then we're going to start edging into this kind of new cycle. So remember that as we come into the sun sign seasons, that new cycle is actually initiated. We're going to clean up every part of our chart this year because that new moon is at the edge of those degrees. So now we're coming into this new identity, and now we're going to anchor it into the earth in real time. We're going to anchor it into our systems if we have business. We're going to anchor it into the way that we're looking at money. We're going to anchor it into our bodies. We're going to anchor it into our conversations and the way that we're holding our value. We're going to anchor it into, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and like maybe lean back a little and like put my validation in myself and hold what I actually want, not wobbling like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just discount this or blah, 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 or whatever. We don't wobble. We're just allowing for ourselves to say, nope, this is what I want. This is what I'm available for. And then the universe will deliver, right? But we have to be so clear in that space of who we are and what we're available for. So that is why you're writing what you're ready to claim on the 17th. So, with that said, we are dropping a masterclass on April 16th. It is called Sona. It is Sonara, and it's for the 5-part frequency framework to create wealth. If that is something you're interested in, you can comment Sona on any of our posts or stories, and we're going to be dropping it on the 16th for you all. And I really encourage you to watch it. So, have a wonderful and beautiful week. I have to hop and go do my membership call. That was like the fastest signs in the whole world. I hope you have an incredible, powerful week. and just claim your trajectory because it is here. Bye, everybody.